And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Serious Ludes here today because I want to talk to you guys about a discourse that's happening in the My Team community right now that I kind of wanted to touch on. I touched on it a little bit in the stream yesterday, but I was a little bit more like aggro and kind of mad. So it wasn't a good representation of information that I would like to get out. So the discourse in general, if you guys aren't on Twitter or just don't care really for the most part, well, A, why are you watching this video, but it's fine, is My Team, and to a certain extent, other card collecting modes, are they pay to win experiences? Now, personally speaking, I will put all my cards out on the table right before we even start this video. I believe it's a pay to win experience. It is, right, in my opinion. But a lot of people, it astounded me how many people actually, it's not that they defended 2K, because I know every time something negative happens with 2K, like people come out and defend 2K no matter what, right? No big deal. I understand that's going to be happening. And I expected things along the lines of, yeah, but it's not really that much of a pay to win experience, you know, blah, 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 blah. There's games that are worse, etc. That I kind of expected for the most part. But it shocked me to see how many people actually came out and they're like, it's not a pay to win experience. So let's touch on that. This all started by a tweet by DBG. Now I don't have anything like negative to say about DBG other than I just completely disagree with this take 100%, right? My Team is not key, nor has it ever been pay to win. That is all. Now, I don't know what spurred this tweet. I don't know like what exactly made him post this. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have nothing negative to say about DBG. I just disagree with this take. That's it. You know what I mean? So I don't need anyone saying, oh, he's got beef with DBG. That's not the case. I just disagree with this take quite a bit. I'm a very nice person when it comes to disagreements. Like, I'm not going to be rude. I hear everybody out. I got into many arguments on Twitter yesterday about this. So trust me, I'm pretty chill. Now, it's just interesting phrasing. The reason I say that is because it's like, it's engagement farming just from the phrasing. That's what it is, straight up. You could say it's not, and it's truly believes that. I just don't think that's the case. Because he says My Team is not, nor has it ever been pay to win. That's not accurate at all. Okay, first off, we all played 2K20, right? There is no way you can sit here and tell me that game was not pay to win when GOAT Kareem came out. Okay, there's just no way you're going to sit here and you're going to tell me when GOAT Kareem came out that game, at least at that moment, wasn't a pay to win experience. When Rashard Lewis was almost 2 million MT at one point, right? In addition, let's not even look at the rest of the set and how much they costed, but Rashard Lewis himself was like 2 million MT. And you're going to tell me that at that moment, for those, I would say 1 to 2 months, right? Until GOAT Kareem became available with like the token market update for a vast majority of the player base. You're going to tell me that wasn't a pay to win experience, right? You're going to tell me last year when Splash Zone came out and Invincible Bol, who was easily the best power forward in the game by a long shot, was locked behind a Michael Porter Jr. lock-in who ended up being, you know, about Rashard Lewis price and never came back in any other sort of packs again for the rest of the year. That wasn't a pay to win experience. Come on. It absolutely is. So to say it has never been a pay to win experience is pure false. Like, it's purely false. It is. We all know it's been a pay to win experience to a certain extent. Every single year, it seems like 2K releases one card at some point, and this happens probably 4 to 5 times per year, per lifespan, where they release a card that is so vastly overpowered compared to the rest of the cards that the price is so ridiculous that most normal people cannot acquire this card, right? Because look, let's be real here. You know how difficult it is to get, like, let's say 2 million MT just normally? Yes, you got your market guys, you got your guys that are going to come out and be like, no, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, so it's not pay to win. Just because you can do something does not make it not pay to win. Like, just because you can win without spending money does not mean this is not a pay to win title. You can argue that it's not the worst pay to win title in the world. You could argue that I don't necessarily think it's completely pay to win, but it has pay to win mechanics. The fact that people aren't even acknowledging the fact that pay to win mechanics exist in this game is astounding to me. All right, let me break down simply what a pay to win title would include, right? So the term pay to win essentially means you're paying money, physical money. Technically, it's digital because you're doing it through debit cards, but whatever. I'm not a currency expert. It doesn't matter. You're paying money for things that directly upgrade your ability to play the game. So what I mean by that is cosmetic items, etc., etc., they are not pay to win. But when you are paying actual money for either boosts, abilities, or things to speed up your grinding of the game to get boosts and abilities, those are pay to win mechanics. So I don't know, what would you guys consider these things right here? Would you guys consider these things potentially maybe boosts that may upgrade your team and upgrade your chance of winning? Perhaps. Would you guys think that to be the case? I would think that to be the case. And people will often come out and be like, no, loot boxes aren't that because you're not guaranteed any of the cards. While that is true, let me propose something to you, right? Let's say we take two players. So let's say I clone myself. Okay, hypothetically speaking, I find a way to clone myself like those sheep in the 90s. And I have two consoles, right? And I have two accounts that are started from scratch, right? And there's two exact carbon copies of me. We have the exact same skill in 2K. Now, one of them, let's say we give each other 5 hours, right? Like one gets $0, right? The other gets $400. We got 5 hours, and then we play a series of 3 games to determine who is better, right? Keep in mind, equal skills. If you're going to sit here and tell me that the person with $400 doesn't have an advantage over the person with $0, you are actively lying, or you have completely convinced yourself to the point that there's just no rationale for you anymore. Even if the person doesn't pull one of the top tier cards with $400 out of the packs, they are able to accrue through $400 so much more MT than the other person that they can buy a significantly better squad, and it would take them 20 or so minutes, right? That's if they're not even like, pulling anything great. Just pulling a bunch of Lamar Odoms and like diamonds and stuff, they could still accrue so much more than you could make in 5 hours playing this game. Now, that's what majority of people argue against. They'll be like, it's not pay to win, it's pay to progress. It's pay to skip, it's pay to save time. I would love for you to explain to me, in a game that's so grind focused, how you can sit here and say that it's not pay to win, it's pay to not have to grind, and tell me that that's not pay to win mechanics, when the whole gameplay loop is about grinding and improving your team. And you can tell me that people can pay money to advance and skip past 25 hours of grind. Why that's not pay to win, I don't understand. I haven't been provided with any information. It's just blanket statements every single time. Like, no, it's not pay to win, it's pay to progress. It's pay to progress. My favorite one, shout out to Mills. I like Mills. I have no beef with him whatsoever, but I am going to quote him on this one because I do disagree with this take completely, right? Okay, so I just wanted to go get the quote properly. It took me a second because I had to find it. I can mow my own lawn, or I can pay someone to mow it and get my time back. My lawn is paid to win. Now, he's being sarcastic, but I don't understand the logic here on this one, right? I get what you're trying to do. It's going to be like a gotcha thing where, like, you're saying like, oh, see, my lawn's pay to win because I paid someone to mow it, so I didn't have to. I saved time. Okay, but the goal of mowing your lawn isn't to compete with other lawns and to play better. Now, let's say you were entering a competition involving like a neighborhood competition on who has the best lawn, and you paid someone to sculpt your lawn for you, right? That would be pay to win, correct? Would it not? Because you paid someone to do the work for you, which is technically not against, it's probably against the rules, but it's probably not. No one gives a fuck. It's not like the homeowners association is going to come down on you for that. Would you not say that in that case would be pay to win, right? It would, right? Because you're competing with other people who did all the work themselves, and then you paid money for someone to come in and do it for you. Is that not pay to win? I would say that's pay to win. That's just me. I just wanted to take that one. I have no like other negative things to say, but we're seeing a lot of discourse on this. Shout out to the most hated man in the My Team community, Bam, who we align on certain things quite a bit. But he posted a very thorough description. I want to say it's not like there's no actual dictionary description on pay to win because it's not like technically a dictionary thing. It's very new. But this is what he posted. Pay to win video games frequently add some quote unquote parity between paid and free players. Now, for example, you could pay $5 to unlock a particularly powerful weapon or ability, but you could also keep playing for 20 hours to get enough currency to buy that weapon in-game or earn it in-game. While they don't technically restrict you from earning that boost, you have to put in significantly more effort than those who pay the money. This significant discrepancy in the effort required is a deliberate design choice intended to generate more revenue. Okay, this is very important, right? Because instead of being outright pay to win experiences like games have been in the past, right? You know, games obviously by Zynga, you know, Farmville, Facebook games, etc., stuff like that. Even to more rigid kind of pay to win experiences that we've seen in like EVE Online and stuff like that, which, yes, that's a pay to win title without a doubt, 100%, right? Games have transitioned into going more in this direction, right? Where there's more of a blurred line in between pay to win and not, right? The reason they're doing this is because they're effective. They're effective measures. Card collecting modes are extremely good at doing this, pushing the narrative that it's not a pay to win experience. You can just pay money. And you want to know how they're able to do that? This little bad boy right here. This is the number one thing people will bring up to you when you say that this is a pay to win experience. The auction house. Why do they bring this up? Oh, well, there's so many creators out there that just will help you work the market. You don't need to spend money. I mean, you can get everything in the game by just working the market. Now, a couple things here I just want to mention, right? A, the auction house is essentially they're out from criticism in regards to loot box mechanics. That is why the auction house exists in these games. Simply put, that's why it exists. Trust me, if they could get away with no auction house and they basically just, you get all the cards from packs, they would do it in a heartbeat. I promise they would. If they could get away with it and it wouldn't be a PR nightmare, they would do away with the auction house like that. That should tell you a lot about why it's in the game, truly. And if you think for a second that 2K wouldn't get rid of the auction house, you're foolish. I'm shocked that they have never dropped like unauctionable cards. Okay, think about this. Why aren't reward cards auctionable in this game? Why aren't they? Why does 2K come out with, when they do a free locker code, why do they change a packable card that was auctionable into a reward card that you can't auction? Why do they do that? Come on, I don't need to say anymore. I really don't. Here's another key through this. Studies have shown that this skip the line model of microtransactions makes players more likely to purchase. These games leave you thinking, is grinding an extra 20 hours worth the amount of time I'll save? Ultimately, only the player can make that kind of decision for themselves. But there is a heavy emphasis on this mechanic in titles that use it. I would say that is an excellent definition of the modern pay-to-win mechanic, right? And if you heard me read that out and say that doesn't sound like my team, I don't know what to tell you at this point. Like, you're just, it's a cult. It's cult-like behavior at this point. I'm sorry to offend you. I don't mean to be like rude when I say that, but you're brainwashed at this point by 2K. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not coming out and I'm not even saying anything negative about 2K. Look, here's the thing about it, right? 2K is an American capitalist business. They're going to do what they can to make as much money as possible while putting in as little work as possible. That's just how it works. I don't fault them for doing it. Trust me, the pay-to-win mechanics in this game exist solely to generate revenue. 2K's whole reason to exist is to generate revenue. So to say that this is not a pay to win experience, at least in some capacity, is strange to me, because it absolutely is. And there's also the other thing is, if a game exists and has pay to win mechanics, regardless if they are light or not, it is a pay to win title. If a game includes pay to win mechanics, which 2K absolutely includes pay to win mechanics in every single mode, that's not, not my team. I was going to say my NBA. It doesn't have pay to win mechanics in my NBA yet, which is why the game literally never gets updated. There's a reason my NBA never gets updated, is because it doesn't generate money. Okay. Park, my team, every other facet of 2K, aside from like Play Now, which never gets updated, and my NBA, which never gets updated, include pay to win mechanics. And if you argue against that, I don't really know what to say. It's not correct. So look, the reason I'm making this video in the first place is simply to dispel some misinformation in regards to the pay to win aspects. Is it possible to win in this game without paying money? Absolutely. Yes, it is. It's not progression locked behind monetary spending. It's not. Though a pay to win mechanic is speeding up a process by spending money in that game. This game absolutely does that. So it's weird to me that we're saying it's not a pay to win experience. My team has always been a pay to win experience, to a certain extent. I think back in like 2K13, like the first couple of years it was out, it wasn't that pay to win, but once they started, introducing pay to win mechanics to generate revenue, which I believe started pretty much instantaneously. The first year was pretty chill though. I don't remember there being anything crazy, but once you could buy VC and open packs, it was pretty much over, right? So the tweet is completely wrong. It has always been a pay to win experience. It currently still is a pay to win experience. Could you say this year it's been the least pay to win it has ever been? No, not technically, but you could say it's been the least pay to win it's been since probably like 2K17, 2K18. I would agree with that. For sure. It's much less pay to win than 2K21 and 2K20 for sure. I think it's less pay to win this year than 2K19 as well. 18 was just so garbage. I honestly don't remember if that was pay to win or not, because the game just sucks so bad, so I'm not sure. Look, all sports card collection games are pay to win. Yes, even MLB The Show. The reason I bring this up is because people will bring MLB The Show out. They're like, gotcha. They're like, look at MLB The Show. That's not pay to win. You can have the best team in the game by just grinding. And while I agree it's the least pay to win out of all the card collection modes, it's the best. I, hold it to a very high standard when it comes to talking about its features and stuff like that. At the end of the day, they let you auction reward cards, and you're able to buy the currency that you use to purchase cards from the auction. You're able to buy just like VC. They have one centralized currency that you're able to spend money on. Although they're the lightest pay to win mechanics, they still are paid to win mechanics. As always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes. I just wanted to put this video out to help people understand. Like, I'm not saying this is a bad game. I'm not saying you should never spend money on it, which, I would suggest not doing that, but, it is what it is. I'm not saying that you're an idiot for saying it's not a pay to win experience. I just want to educate people and be like, look, it is a pay to win experience. If we accept that that's the case, potentially 2K may change some things about it in the future. Maybe, like, as you can see, they are making it a little bit less pay to win. The way they made it less pay to win, I will say, is by making packs cost more and have worse odds, but they're making it less pay to win. I guess it is what it is. But drop a like on this video, comment. Look, nobody I talked about in this video I have any issue with. I'm not specifically targeting anyone. All right, I just wanted to respond to a few things. That's it. So I have no beef with anyone. I like both of the people I talked about in this video. I just wanted to bring up their tweets specifically. So peace.